Have you ever wondered about the magic that happens in your kitchen? You start with a simple, dusty white powder called flour. Add water, maybe some yeast and salt, mix, and with a little heat, it transforms into something wonderful. Bread, cake, or cookies. It feels like kitchen wizardry, but it's really a beautiful science. Inside that humble bag of flour is a story of chemistry, physics, and biology. This transformation is one of the oldest culinary tricks known to humankind, feeding families for thousands of years. Yet, we often take it for granted, scooping flour without a second thought. Today, let's pull back the curtain on this everyday miracle. We'll explore the secret world inside each tiny particle of flour. Simple ingredients, when combined, create the textures and flavors we love. The science inside flour is fascinating and easy to understand. We'll learn about the proteins that give bread its chew and the starches that make cake light. Understanding these principles can turn a good baker into a great one. So, let's begin our adventure into the heart of baking. Every time you bake, you're not just following a recipe, you're conducting a delicious experiment. And it all begins with a single grain of wheat. To understand flour, we start with a grain, usually wheat. Each grain has three main parts: bran, germ, and endosperm. The bran is the tough outer layer, full of fiber and nutrients, protecting the seed. The germ is the embryo, rich in healthy fats and vitamins, but often removed in white flour to extend shelf life. The endosperm is the largest part, mostly starch and protein, and the main ingredient in white flour. When you hold white flour, you're holding the ground-up endosperm of countless wheat grains. It's milled and refined to create a consistent, fine powder. Whole wheat flour, by contrast, includes the bran and germ, making it darker, coarser, and more nutritious. That's why whole wheat flour has a nuttier flavor and more fiber. But for most baking, it's the starches and proteins in white flour that matter most. These are the true stars of our baking story. The journey from grain to flour is simple, but the science inside is anything but ordinary. Every handful of flour is packed with potential. Next, let's see what happens when we add water and start to mix. That's when the real magic begins. Let's dive in. Flour is mostly starch and protein, but it's the proteins glutenin and gliadin that create the magic. On their own, they do little, but add water and they come alive. Mixing or kneading dough lets these proteins link together, forming long, stretchy chains called gluten. Gluten is like a network of tiny elastic nets throughout the dough. Glutenin gives strength, gliadin adds stretch. Together they create a structure that's both strong and flexible. This gluten network traps gases from yeast, allowing bread to rise and giving it that chewy texture. Without gluten, bread would be flat and dense. It's what makes pizza bases stretchy and noodles springy. When you knead dough, you're building this protein structure with your own hands. You're not just mixing, you're a chemist, creating the foundation of your bake. The better the gluten network, the better the rise and texture. That's the secret behind every great loaf. So next time you knead, remember, you're shaping more than dough. You're shaping science. And that's the hidden strength in every bag of flour. Not all flours are created equal. Protein content makes all the difference. Bread flour, milled from hard wheat, is high in protein, perfect for chewy, crusty breads. Its strong gluten network traps gas, giving bread its rise and airy texture. Cake flour, from soft wheat, is low in protein, forming weak gluten for light, tender cakes. It's ideal for sponges, cupcakes, and delicate biscuits. Cake flour is often chlorinated to further weaken gluten, helping cakes hold more sugar and liquid. All-purpose flour sits in the middle, with moderate protein, versatile for bread, cookies, pastries, and simple cakes. It's the go-to for everyday baking, reliable and convenient. Choosing the right flour is a simple trick that makes a world of difference. Match your flour to your bake for the perfect result. Strong flour for structure, soft flour for tenderness. Understanding this gives you control over your baking. The right flour is the first step to baking success. So, check your recipe and your flour before you start. The secret to great baking is in the bag. Now, let's see what else flour can do. Gluten gives structure, but starch is just as important for texture. Starch granules absorb water and swell when heated, a process called gelatinization. This turns batter into a soft, spongy cake or loaf. Starch locks in moisture, keeping bakes tender. It works with gluten. Gluten sets the structure. Starch fills in the spaces. Too much gluten, not enough starch, and your bake is tough. Too little gluten, and it collapses. Starch also causes staleness. After baking, starch molecules regroup and crystallize, pushing out water. That's why bread goes hard and dry as it stales. It's not just losing moisture, it's a chemical change inside. Toasting stale bread temporarily reverses this, making it soft again. Starch is the secret to both softness and staleness. Understanding it helps you bake and store better bread. Next, let's explore flours beyond wheat. Wheat flour is common, but many other grains, nuts, and roots can be ground into flour. These alternatives offer unique flavors, textures, and are great for gluten-free baking. Rice flour, a staple in Asia, is naturally gluten-free and creates everything from chewy mochi to delicate noodles. Corn flour, or cornstarch, is pure starch, perfect for thickening sauces and making tortillas or cornbread. Masa harina, a coarser corn flour, is key in Latin American cuisine. Tapioca flour, from cassava root, adds chewiness to gluten-free bakes. Almond flour, made from ground almonds, is rich, nutty, and moist, perfect for cakes and macarons. Each flour tells a story of its region and culinary history. Exploring these flours connects you to global food traditions. They open up new textures and flavors in your kitchen. Don't be afraid to experiment with them. The world of flour is bigger than you think. The oven is where the real transformation happens. Heat triggers a symphony of reactions. Gases expand, steam forms, and dough rises in a dramatic oven spring. The gluten network stretches, holding the new shape. Proteins and starches set, turning batter into a solid, airy loaf or cake. On the surface, the Maillard reaction creates golden crusts and irresistible aromas. This reaction between proteins and sugars gives bread its color and toasty flavor. It's the same process that browns steak or coffee beans. Every bake is a blend of science and art. Understanding these reactions helps you master your oven. The magic of baking is all about timing and temperature. That's how humble dough becomes a masterpiece. Flour's story is the story of civilization. For thousands of years, grinding grains into flour has fed communities and shaped cultures. From flatbreads to baguettes, naan to injera, flour is a global ingredient. It's the foundation of breads, noodles, and pastries worldwide. Each culture has its own flour-based specialties, from pasta in Italy to mooncakes in China. This humble powder has nourished and delighted us for millennia. It's one of humanity's greatest inventions. We've journeyed from a single grain to a world of delicious foods. We've seen how flour's proteins and starches create structure and softness. We've explored different flours and the science of baking. Flour is more than a white powder. It's a marvel of nature and science. Next time you bake, look at your flour with new appreciation. Think of the grains, the proteins, the starches, and the centuries of tradition. Baking blends art and science, and understanding the why makes you a better baker. Experiment, adapt, and create bakes that are truly your own. Every loaf, cookie, and cake is a celebration of flour's secret science. Happy baking!